Okay, people, I'm getting into a cupboard that I don't get into very often. It's mostly, well, it's all spices down in here, like whole, nutmeg and allspice and mace and those kind of things. And then on this side over here, way in the back, is more like curries and that kind of stuff. And then, whatnot. There's chilies, you can see, right? And then up in here, you can see my dehydrating, right, from back in the day. So I've cleared out my other cupboard that just had bowls and shit in there that I didn't really do anything much with. So I'm going to switch things around. So hold on. Voila. Do you know what this is, people? This is purple cabbage. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I'm not opening it right now. I don't think it is red onions. This is red onions. I'm pretty sure this is purple cabbage. I think so. Anyway, you can see how nice and purple it is. Right? And then, this is back in the day. This is old peppers that were in jars like this. But what happens is, over a period of time, when things sit in a jar for a long time, you can see they shrink. Right? Because, that's what happens. So what I did, the last time I moved those over there, from underneath over there, now I'm moving them from over there into here. I took them out of a jar like this, and then I kind of just stuffed them all into this jar, and then I put them into that cupboard thinking I was going to use them, and I never did, because that cupboard's kind of hard to get to. Here you can see these are actual red peppers themselves, just straight up old red peppers that I bought that were on sale. Here's the new ones. Obviously, they're brighter in color, but these ones, if you open them, are just as good. And this is like packed pretty tight, right? So that's good, right? I may or may not have more. I don't know. So anyway, I'll just stick those, I don't know, like that. You see? This is what we're doing here. And then we've got some kale here. This one says 2014, people, but if you look at it, look how green it is. Still very, very green. This one's 2015. Very, very, very green. Right? You can see how green that is. How rich. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll just put them up there. I probably got a few more jars around. This is green peppers. Just straight up green peppers by themselves. You can see that. Right. And then what this is, I think this is called Bonti. This is what you use.
For salads?
No, when you want to make a broth. Yeah. Because it looks like Bonti to me in there. Which never goes bad. Here, hold this for a minute. I'm going to open it. Okay. The only thing that would make it go bad is if a moth got in there. Oh no, sorry. You know what this is? Seaweed.
Oh.
This is seaweed. Oh, that's seaweed. That is seaweed, which will never go bad. And I've got other containers of seaweed.
Yep. Here you go. Oh yeah, well, what do you want me to say to Mark again?
Definitely seaweed. Hold on a minute. And then, oh yeah.
What's that?
That's cauliflower. I just opened it, and that's from back in the day. Don't ask me when, but a long time ago.
When?
I don't know. Anyway, it smells like cauliflower, which I would probably put a few of that into my shredded carrot soup with some of these yellow peas, and maybe a little bit of that, which would make a really nice soup. So you can see how that goes. Hold on. Okay, people, I'm going to keep this video kind of short. You can see what I've done. That's all food. Okay? Right? You can see. Perfectly fine, people. Fine, fine, fine. Look at those leaves. They're still green. Look at that. Everybody knows what that is. That's okra. Right? And then we've got, oops. Here's some kale. Lots of kale. That was on a year when I had tons and tons and tons of kale. Okay, hold on. Let me just put this on myself for a second. And then I'm going to upload this because I'm asking for help. People always offering to help me. You know, help me with the yard. You know, help me to tidy up the house. You know, help me with the paperwork. Just help, right? So for the ones that would like to help, I think the best means to help me at this point, people, right now, and the most effective is I'm going to go back into my videos and I'm going to pull up the most important videos around Uncle John in terms of there needs to be transcripts written on them, right? And what's going on with Ciera, all right? Not too much on Shimei, right? That's a totally different situation. But most definitely Uncle John and the shit that was going on with the so-called public union sector workers, right? And what's going on with Ciera. And then those will be compiled to piece together the storyline where it's actually documented to be true. Because currently what's happening here is, okay, I take responsibility, people, for coming out and saying, oh, I think maybe John lured Ciera. I think John, I didn't put the word maybe, I said, John lured Ciera to his house like a spider. And in some ways he did. Because Ciera was a vulnerable woman who had no place to stay. Okay? Just going over what's been happening over the last week, you know, and having that conversation with John, having that conversation with the coroner 2 times, right? Witnessing that phantom car and just being punked off like a bitch. They punked us off, people. Okay? Where after you sift through it all and you really stop and think about it, and based on what John is saying, to me it kind of sounds like the cops are threatening John not to say anything, not because John is being charged with something, people, versus shut the fuck up or you're going down. That's kind of where I'm sitting with things right now. Now that could change because the cops are the ones with all the evidence, people. They have the pictures. Ooh, isn't that exciting, right? They have all the literature, right? They have access to all the files, whatever files they want. They just have to snap their fingers. They have access to falsify files, right? To create new files. I mean, they're in that position, right? There's no one there to fact check them, to make sure that they're doing their job correctly, right? Or that there is no criminal activity occurring, because right now there are no fact checks. They've got the body hidden away, tucked away like their dirty secret, who I can't go see unless, of course, I can make arrangements with the funeral home and beg them to let me look at my daughter's body as in a whole body. And by the time I look at it, people, she is not embalmed, okay? Her body is decomposing even though she's in cold storage. That's why that coroner called me up and said, hey, are you on it? Two things can slow a body from decomposing at a normal rate. Well, three things. The freezer, in terms of freezing a body, obviously it's not going to decompose. Putting it in a refrigerator at 40 degrees and leaving it there will slow it down, but it won't stop it, people. Just like embalming a body will slow it down, but it won't stop it, people. So this is 2 fucking times because of these individuals in my community that use taxpayers' dollars for fuckery. I wanted to say commit crimes, but we don't know if a crime has been committed yet with Ciera. Okay? So we'll just call it fuckery for now. 2 times, both daughters' bodies are rotting under the BC government. I wanted to say BC Liberal, but this is the cause and effect of the BC Liberal government with all their fucking cutbacks, bringing in their fucking cartels, people. So, we know that the coronavirus is out killing everybody, and, you know, your chance of catching coronavirus are pretty fucking high, even if you don't leave the house. Because if you're not running into it out there, it's being brought to you at home, whether on purpose or by accident. Doesn't that sound familiar? Whether on purpose, suicide, or by accident. Suicide by city bylaws, is that it? They're going to come, one of them is going to be infected, breathe on me, and then, what, a week and a half later, I'm going to be dead? Wouldn't that just solve their problems? And you know what? And have I not said this before, people? If I get sick, I was sitting up in the War Room 1 talking about this, 6 months ago? If I get fucking sick, people, it's not like I can go to the hospital. Because I'm targeted. My family is targeted. It's clear to see. And this is why these transcripts need to be done. Because then you can take the time and you can take those key sentences, key words that express what the individual is really saying versus, oh, yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, it kind of sounded that way, but this is what I got to say. Because it's not in black and white, and move it along in terms of, that's not what he said. No. Well, you know what? Type out Uncle John's words, analyze what you're looking at, see it for what it is, and you will see exactly what he said. But you see, that's why they don't want it to go to court, people, right? Because they would have to face that fucking fact and own up to the fact that they medically kidnapped him. And that's what those recordings are about. How the hell can you have some foreigner from Czechoslovakia or Germany or someplace like that can barely speak English? And if she can't speak it, people, she's sure in the hell not going to be able to fucking write it. But she's sitting in front of you with authority over a loved one who's been in your life for years and years and years, and this nobody can railroad you to the point where your loved one just simply fucking disappears. Okay, that's what Uncle John represents, people. Okay? If somebody does that transcript, now I've already written it out, I just haven't typed it out. But if you were to I wrote it into the notice of claim, people. That's why my notice of claim was 187 fucking pages long with Fraser Health Authority. Because I wrote it so that it was up in the fucking judge's face so he couldn't fucking ignore it. And he did. He ignored it, people. Even though when you read it, it doesn't make any sense. Because obviously the woman needed to go back to school. So why the fuck was she sitting in a position of power making decisions over somebody that she had never met just because some senior nurse came in bragging how she was a senior nurse and she had seniority to steal John's money and ruin his life when John would have gladly given that money to her and would have said, fuck off. I want to go back home to where I came from, which is here in this house, people. So I need help typing these things out because I'm exhausted, people. And being that I cannot go to the hospital if I come down with the coronavirus for whatever reason, I'm fucked unless my immune system can fight it off naturally. Now, mind you, I've got natural antibodies from when I was 2 or 3 by having German measles. So I got a pretty strong immune system as it is. That's the only thing that's going to save me, people, if I get the coronavirus. Because it sure in hell won't be these fucking people that profess to be public servants and want to help me. Because if they wanted to help me, people, they would have allowed me to identify my daughter's body. Okay? And they didn't. And they're still denying it. Because I won't have it transferred to no funeral home, people, until I can find a funeral home that's willing to allow me to see it as is. Regardless. So what are they going to do in 15 days from now? Freezer? Or embalm her? Or cremate her? They're going to be calling me up. Hurry up, come get the body, come get the body. Why don't you have a funeral home? Come get the body. Why, now you don't like the body? Now that the body is smelling and, well, maybe not smelling, but now that the body looks like you don't like it? You don't like looking at you? You don't like to look at your fucking handiwork? Is that it? Because that's your fucking handiwork, not mine, people. Right? You see how easy it is for them to get rid of their fucking handiwork? Right? People are just like sheep. They just, oh yeah, okay, no problem, let's throw the junkie in the garbage. Oh, sorry, well, no, just bury it. Cremate it. It's gone. Thank good riddance. For those ones anyway. Or people are in so much in grief they don't even have time to stop and think about it. And they just do as they're told. Because I'm authority, don't breathe! Don't breathe! I'm just waiting for it, people. And there won't be no camera to rescue me. Or to document it. So this is serious. Because even if something fucking happens, you have the information to fucking hold the torch and keep walking on that fucking path and make it a beautiful fucking pathway to freedom. Look at this. Isn't this just lovely? Oh, a whole bunch of them. A couple more, like 3 or 4 more in that cupboard. Like, I'm so, like, I'm not feeling that great, people. I'm really not. The only thing that's going to save my ass if I get the coronavirus will be my immune system. Seriously. Okay? I can't go to the hospital. I'll die in there, all right? It's pretty fucking apparent, okay? So there's no point in even going, right? Because they're not going to help me, people, okay? They're opportunists. They're going to take their opportunity to fucking snuff me out, okay? They'll give me the wrong medication or something. Something will happen. Okay, or I'll just die from the coronavirus and you'll never see my body because I'm infected now. Like with the cocaine, the big bad boogeyman cocaine with Shimei. My body's contaminated now, right? Doesn't that sound familiar? Well, your mother's body's contaminated. It has corona. It has corona. She's an infection now. She's got the superbug. When in fact that fucking superbug started from them, people. It started from fucking them. And they use that superbug to their advantage. Right? Listen, I'm going to end it on this note. I do not have the character to go around and accuse people of something that they didn't do and then just run with it simply because I'm looking for somebody to pay for something. I don't care who fucking pays for it as long as they pay for it, right? In terms of accusing somebody, falsely accusing somebody and watching them be hanged from a tree because it makes me feel satisfied that I got justice even though maybe that guy over there that got hung in the tree was never guilty in the first place. That's not my character, people. I just want the truth. That's where the justice is going to come. For Ciera, just like it's going to come for Shimei, just like it's going to come for Uncle John. Okay, and then through those three, Amari will get justice, and so will Andre. Because right now, those two children are sitting fucking ducks to these so-called fucking adults that want to sit up there and say, oh, yeah, we're here to look after the kids. Oh, yeah, we're here to look after the community. But as soon as they turn 13, we'll just make sure that they stay in some fucking house so some stupid bitch can feed them fucking drugs. And then we're going to stand back and say, well, there's nothing we can do about it because federal law says they're old enough to make their own decisions. And then we're just gonna pimp them out for how many fucking years, people? 30 fucking 23 years, 20 years, pimp out Ciera for 20 fucking years, and then fucking, just put a hit on her 4 days after she gets out of fucking jail? And deny her family to fucking say, yeah, that's Ciera, as we're standing on a fucking doorstep in the rain, as phantom cars are bolting out of the fucking driveway, as they're telling the last person who's seen Ciera, but yet they used him to identify Ciera to not fucking talk because if he does, he's going fucking down. Are you listening to what I'm saying? The only